Welcome everyone, this is Zon Ta with Repo Products. Today's video is on what's new in Revit 2026, specifically some core new features that are out. There are a lot of new features that are part of the core, but these are the ones that I thought made the most valuable aspect for quick access and quick use. Here I am in Revit 2026. I have a Revit model open that I've created on Autodesk Construction Cloud for the sake of convenience and access. And we're going to take a look at 2 or 3 different new core features. I'm going to head over to Level 4 Floor Plan View. And the first thing that I want to talk to you about is called Instance-Based Reference Label Parameter. And what that means is that when you go to input a type of annotation that's smart, for example, this detail marker symbol, you can create it several ways. And when you go down the path of creating one, let's say, for example, I click the section command located in the View tab of the ribbon Create panel, and I head over to the type selector, you'll see Detail. By default, it's going to create the view for you automatically based on the model geometry. So for example, if I click over here and do this, it builds it for us, and if I double click the head, it'll take you to that particular detail. In the function of the new enhancement, what you can do is when you go down the path of creating that command and you click Reference Other View to associate it to a new blank view, after you've created it, you'll notice that when you select it, it says Sim, that's the default. Over here in the Instance Property panel, you'll see Reference Label is now accessible in 2026. So it doesn't have to say Sim. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be, for example, Approximate, or Verify in Field, or To Be Determined, whatever you want, and it will adjust for you accordingly. So that's one of the new core features that just makes a lot of sense. It's simple, it's easy, it's not hard to understand, easy to work with. And I already have a couple here that I've created, one where it just says kinda sim, and the other one says almost similar. And if you double click the head, it'll take you to that blank drafting view that you've already created. So over here in my project browser, you'll see Weird Shaped Office and Large Plan. And the reason I wrote that as a title is because it is kind of a weird shaped office. The other one is this one that says kinda sim, and it's just a blank drafting view that goes to a windowsill detail that I have not populated with 2D and 3D content yet. So that's one of the first core feature enhancements in 2026 that I thought made a lot of sense. It's simple, it's easy, it works. Not sure why it wasn't easy to do and work with in the past, but now that you have it, it's great. The second thing that we talk about is shared parameters in view reference family labels. And so here the label itself for those specific views is set up to allow for that. So but this particular one is a call out. So they apply to call out views, they apply to elevation marker symbols, several different types of parameters that you can work with. So similar to basically this particular annotation marker symbol, you have that here as well. Okay, and if I were to say use an elevation marker symbol, I could also click Reference Other View, and I can even attach to grid, which is kind of neat too. It's an undocumented new feature, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So if I click Reference Other View and I click, now I have that information displayed as an annotation. And if I select that arrowhead, you can see here it says Reference Label again. So I can put in here whatever I want, and it will automatically update. So one of the other new features that are in Revit 2026 that wasn't documented is the ability for you to create an elevation and attach it to a grid. Here in the View tab of the ribbon, Create Panel, if you expand the elevation command, you have elevation and framing elevation. Framing elevation by default attaches to a grid line for the purposes of creating a structural framing elevation. If you use this command, it's going to attach to grid by default, as you can see here. If, however, you use the elevation command and not framing elevation command, it doesn't attach to the grid as a default. But if you click attached to grid, you can also do that as well. The last core new feature I wanted to talk about is title block scale override. So what does that mean? If we head over to a CD sheet, say for example a 101, we have a view on the sheet and we have a schedule, and there's only one view, and that view is set to 1/8 of an inch. And as you can see down here in the lower right corner, it says the scale. If you put in other views that are at different scales, so let's say I drag and drop the east elevation into this view, the east elevation by default is initially with the same scale. So what if I change this view and the scale of this view to something other than 1/8? I'll go ahead and double click to activate the view and set this scale to say 1 inch is equal to 10, make it smaller. I'll set it to a fine level of detail and I'll set it to realistic. And then when I double click out back into the sheet, you'll see it says as indicated. That's the default behavior of how the title block shows the scale if you have more than one sheet. If you have more than one view on a sheet there and they are set at different scales. In 2026, if you select the title block, then you can actually change this information. So if you go over here to where it says type properties, scale override multiple, you can put in here whatever you want. Instead of saying as indicated, you can put in verify for each view. When you do this and hit OK, it's going to change it. See? You will have to make some minor adjustments if you have to for the scale and the positioning of that piece of label. So if you want to fix this, you can select it, click Edit Family right here. It'll open up the family. Go ahead and select that particular label and make it longer. And if this label, if we take a look at it, it says right justification, so it should hold the right. So let's leave it at that. We'll close it. We'll save it. And we'll put it wherever we want. So for now, I'll just put it on my secondary drive so I can move it wherever I need later. And then once it's in, I can override everything that I need. And it updates accordingly. So that is another quick new core feature in Revit 2026 that I wanted to show you, which brings you easy value to working in 2026 and seeing some of the new features. Thank you very much for watching.